Pride of all New Zealand, the former WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Lupe Soli Ai La'aole, a.k.a. Joseph Parker. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer, Mark Tibbs, wearing black with gold and red letters, official weight 18 stone, 6 pounds, 9 ounces. His professional record, 23 victories, 17 wins by knockout, only 1 defeat. From Brixton, London, England, the former British champion, the reigning, defending WBC silver belt heavyweight champion, Dillian, the body snatcher.
Again. Boxers, I'm the referee. I spoke to you both in the dressing room. I obey my command at all times. You both know the rules. What's the heads? Kick them punches up. And when I shout break, you break clean. And remember, defend yourselves at all times. Shake hands.
One of the best matches in any weight in 2018. The Glamour division has seen AJ Parker and Wilder Ortiz, and now a genuine 50-50, a real pick'em, which has almost every journalist, broadcaster, fan, manager, trainer split. Will the technical skills of Joe Parker or the street fighting qualities of Dillian Whyte prevail? We're being truly spoiled, guys, in the boxing world, aren't we?
We really are. What a night it's been. This evening's been amazing, better than we expected.
Big right hand early from Parker, who I noticed, Tony, his legs this time are thicker, and he's physically trained, possibly for more power.
Possibly, Adam, a very, very good hard right up to the body there by Joseph Parker. And like I said in the build-up, he is definitely the puncher out of these two guys. And Dillian's going to have to feel his way into this fight pretty quickly. I know he's usually a bit of a slow starter, but he's going to have to get involved in this one from the get-go because Joseph Parker is starting fast straight away.
Yep, quick start for Parker, and Whyte was caught early by Robert Hernandez.
You see the difference in the speed, Adam. Joseph Parker is the much quicker man, the much sharper. You can see by looking at the body shapes, Dillian is going to be the more heavy-handed guy, but he's not going to be the stronger puncher.
Whyte has drilled himself into shape up in Loughborough and in London, but he did come in so heavy at 18-6 yesterday.
He did, and that's not going to help him against that speed that Tony talks about. Joseph Parker, very sharp jab and fast hands for such a big man, and we've seen him do that time and time again over 12 rounds. So Whyte will need to catch him with something in the first half of the fight, in my opinion, to try and slow him down.
I think it's a good thing if Dillian keeps hitting the body as he's trying to do here. He's having a problem getting close with the feet. Dillian seems very flat-footed as Joseph Parker is up on the toes. Good counter left hook there by Joseph Parker.
He looks very motivated, Parker. He's been motivated all week.
Lovely shots from Joseph Parker. And Whyte is made to miss and look crude.
He's loading up. He's loading up at them, and he can't afford to do that with someone as fast and nimble a heavyweight as Parker.
Just been an air of confidence, not arrogance, but calmness about Team Parker in the last couple of weeks.
Dillian, like I said before, is a guy who warms into fights, and he usually uses weight as an advantage, but here, I don't know. Listen, it's early doors. That's a good body shot by Dillian, but it is early doors, but Joseph Parker looks such the quicker, more fluid fighter.
Very nice shout out, Team Parker alongside us. Just beating Whyte to the punch here in the first.
Well, Parker starting how I expect him to start, behind the jab, but he's not on his back foot as much as I thought he would be. Whyte not really applying that pressure with his feet, stood in front of him. And when you're in front of somebody that's got faster hands than you have to create angles and try and create openings.
I'll be honest, Carla, I think Joseph Parker's already got Dillian Whyte's respect. I really do. I think he's hit him with any. It might have been someone on the side here, but I think he's already got Dillian's respect because Dillian isn't pressing like you would expect.
Good start for Parker.
When you're in the zone, please be first. Don't let him lead, okay? I need a few more feints, all right? When you work the double jab, it's working beautiful. Keep the double jab going. Okay? It stops everything he's doing. You saw that left hook counter. You saw it coming a mile away, didn't you? Okay. Feel good? Really nice body work. Up the shoulder body, give me that half circle. Don't stand in front of it. All right? Really nice round. Tell me what's next, right? Off the double, that right to the body, or off the single, right to the body, left hook. All right?
Your game skating about, son. All right, shooting, shoot. Come shoot, shoot. All right, it's going to have a good round behind the left jab.
Kevin Barry and Mark Tibbs, the battle of the trainers as well. Dillian Whyte, the 30-year-old from Brixton, born in Port Antonio, Jamaica, in fight number 25. Only that one defeat here to Anthony Joshua. But he's been in real form with great momentum off the Lucas Brown knockout victory. Joseph Parker in his 26th outing, only the one defeat as well to Anthony Joshua. Unbeaten record gone, world title gone.
Another good left hook there by Joseph Parker. It's funny because the advice he was being given by Kevin Barry, who's a very good trainer, was to dig the body of Dillian Whyte, and he's doing it. There's another big right hook. Dillian goes back with another counter to Joseph Parker's body. This is starting to warm into a fight.
Good use of the jab by Parker. He's throwing the 1-2 nicely, and he seems to be dictating it behind his, his tactics will be to box and move and pick Whyte off and get him reaching. Right, Whyte looking a bit sort of wild and desperate in that last attack. He wants to just relax and calm it down because Parker's feet will slow at some stage.
Yeah, probably knew that the early rounds would go the way of Parker, and Team Whyte will be looking to come on strong in the back half and utilise that weight advantage and the body shots he loves to throw. But is he quite good enough? Is Parker just the better technician and all-round fighter?
I think he's the better technician, but what I'd like to see, Dillian has a big reach advantage in this fight, and he does have a good jab, Dillian Whyte, and I'd like to see him use that more. He's using it sparingly and not enough, in my opinion, and gone the body well there with the right hook, but he has the longer reach here. Use that jab.
He has had shoulder issues in the past, Dillian Whyte, but his left hand was working a treat against Lucas Brown. But Brown, a sitting duck, not like Joe Parker.
Well, Parker evidently the faster fighter, and he's using that speed well here early on. Still early days, but Whyte needs to try and either get close to him or move around him and set up some mistakes from Parker. Throw plenty of fakes, maybe jab to the body, just trying to open Parker up. When he looks for the counter, Whyte, he almost looks a bit desperate and loads up and tries to hit power. He needs to not do that early on.
I'm quite surprised that Joseph Parker looks a lot more, I wouldn't say full, but he looks a heavier fighter tonight than he did against AJ, and looks that's a good right hand. He just looks a lot bigger, more solid.
That's a great body shot. He whipped in there, and back comes Whyte, and down goes Parker in the second round. Countering shot. How about that? That's woken the crowd up.
He's never been on the floor like him before. He's never been on the floor before.
First time he takes a count. Didn't see it coming. Whyte with success.
Well, from absolutely nowhere there, Parker hits the floor. I think Whyte was as shocked as Parker was. I think he shook it off, he's okay, but his legs folded from under him. Both sides for Parker there early on.
Joseph Parker counted for the first time in his life. That little left hook.
He didn't see it, Adam, and that's why it got him. It came up. It was like it's a hook come uppercut. He just didn't see it. Oh, it's a clash of heads. It's not even a punch. It's a clash of heads.
Yep, the left hook went in, but the heads. That's the responsibility. And he goes down. So a tad unfortunate there, but it will give Whyte plenty of confidence.
It really did look like it. We've got Stormzy here, one of the biggest UK rap artists about.
Loves his boxing. Great to see him here.
Big Mike.
Well, it's very unfortunate there for Parker. I mean, he took a bad clash of heads there, and that's inspired Whyte He'd have got the knockdown there on the cards, 10-8 round for Whyte. He knows Parker can be hurt, albeit with the head on the blind side of the referee.
He doesn't want to get clumsy here, Dylan, because he's given Joseph Parker an opportunity to land something heavy when he's on his way in. That's the good jab from Dylan. This is what he needs to. He needs to go in behind that long jab and blind Joseph Parker, and then try and land the right hand behind that jab.
Whyte was questioning Parker's motivation after the big money earner against Anthony Joshua, and he believed that he would run. He hasn't done that. He stood his ground, Parker.
If anything, Adam, I think it shows that Joseph Parker is hungry, because he's earned an awful lot of money against Anthony Joshua. So you would say to yourself, why would you come to the rodeo again? For me, it shows hunger and desire. So I think that it's going to maybe backfire a little bit.
He's a very proud man as well.
You don't come from where he's from and not, you know, and have quit in you.
Took Anthony Joshua the distance for the first time in AJ's career. That was on the end of a wide decision defeat. And had to regroup. It's been a shorter camp in Vegas, but good work here from Parker.
Dillian now taking the centre of the ring, and he's dictating the pace here. He's slowly walking Joseph Parker down.
Yeah, trying to manhandle him as well, utilising the physical strength. Dillian Whyte. Can Parker survive up close when it gets like that? It's brewing into another really good one.
Well, Parker's using the speed well, but when he gets close, Whyte looking for the counter straight away, and he carries that punch power. Now, up at this weight, this extra weight that he's got that we talked about on the scales, seems to be hitting harder. That will be a problem for Parker when he's in front of Whyte.
I think you're right, Carl. I do think Dillian is looking the heavier puncher here, which I'm very surprised, because going in, as I've been quite open saying, I thought Joseph Parker was the bigger puncher, but so far, so here it looks as if Dillian may be that.
Whyte gets the jab going.
That's a key, Adam. That jab that Dillian has, he has a reach advantage. Use it to your advantage.
When you're looking for that big punch like Whyte, sometimes you can neglect the jab, so hopefully his corner will pick him up on that, get him to start throwing the jab to the body and the head and set up that right hand, because Parker at the minute can see that right hand coming.
He has a very experienced team in there, in Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs, his father, so you know they'll be picking up on every single thing that Parker's doing. That's a great job by Dillian Whyte.
Yep, found that perfectly, the reach. Just thudded home. Parker with an extra speed. Whyte beginning to find the range and the distance.
You're boxing really good. But you've got to be first with that jab, Joe. Don't let him be first, okay? Tremendous body work.
Tremendous body work, says Kevin Barry. Such an experienced corner as well. Great fighter he was. And all that time with David Tua and now with Parker.
He's been around the block, Adam. Like I said, you know, he's been there, seen it and done it, and I'm pretty sure he was in the corner the night that Lennox Lewis defeated David Tua and must have been extremely disappointed with that performance. Then he must have been disappointed with Parker's performance against Anthony Joshua. But tonight, he seems to be reading him the right act straight from the word-go, and he's very positive in the corner with the comments that he's given to Joseph Parker. So hopefully he listens, and we'll see, because this is turning into a fascinating fight now.
Couple of minor belts on the line, the WBC silver, the vacant WBO international heavyweight titles. But it's all about what this does to both fighters' career. Announced on June the 17th, it looked like Whyte might fight Kubrat Pulev. And Joseph Parker might be taking a trip to the States, but this was done quickly, within 48 hours. Both wanted it. Great for the sport. Who wins it?
I'm really surprised the way this is going, and Whyte looking to manhandle Parker here and rough him up. And these tactics won't do him any harm, to be honest, because Parker will end up being faced, getting a bit of a telling off from the referee.
This is what Dillian wants, Carl. This is the kind of fight Dillian wants, a messy, ugly affair where the boxing can't be shown. He wants a rough, rugged war, and Joseph Parker can't do that.
Well, Parker's a tough guy and he means business. He's very strong, but he's also a nice guy. A nice guy's finishing second place in that boxing ring. He needs to get with it and get rough and tough.
And Dillian Whyte's a hard guy, and he's been through so much in his life already.
He has, Adam, you know, it's good because he's shown he can come through adversity, he can come out the other end, and this is going to be a testing fight tonight. At some stage, he's going to get hurt himself, I believe, because if this carries on, and this is a good pace for a heavyweight bout, they're both going to feel it at some stage.
Fending for himself as a kid in Jamaica while his mum came to England to earn money. A dad at 13 in all sorts of scrapes and troubles, but he's matured as a man and as a fighter. 30 now, the Brixton heavyweight, Dillian Whyte.
I think we've seen the maturity in these last 12 months, Adam. I really do. I mean, I think the AJ fight was a bit of a blessing for him. Anthony baptised him that night, but I think, you know, he's come a long way since then, and now he's on the verge of another world title fight.
Chasing Deontay Wilder, but so too will Joseph Parker, who turns Dillian Whyte around.
It's a good right hand, Adam, that went down the pipe.
Dillian Whyte's firing back nicely here. Parker needs to be careful here because he's getting roughed up.
And the touch paper is lit again, just like it was 45 minutes or so ago. Chisora and Takam.
The corner of Joseph Parker is very animated, banging on the ring, screaming that Ian John Lewis, the referee.
Well, Parker definitely caught Whyte there and stumbled him back, but Whyte responding very well to level the score.
Body shots again from Whyte, told to keep them up by Ian John Lewis, and he's got the whole crowd for him, just like Chisora had.
Joseph Parker is shying away from the war here, Adam. He doesn't want nothing but close. He wants it at range, and he's not enjoying this when it gets close. He really isn't. He's shying away from the fight.
And Carl, Dillian Whyte is dragging him through this early in the fight.
He is, yeah. And, you know, when they come close like there at the end of that round when the bell sounded, Parker's a nice guy and he's looking to touch gloves. He's looking to stop when the bell sounds. Whyte's pressing, he's being rough and tough and aggressive. It's that kind of attitude that can win you fights sometimes. Parker needs to get a grip and get a hold of this.
Can't be touching gloves, Carl, in a fight like this. This is a war. This is a hard fight, and no one wants to touch gloves. No, you know, the respect can come after the fight. No quarter can be given here. No, you can't show too much respect.
I totally agree.
And Joseph Parker is trying to show Dillian Whyte, and I don't know if that's because he's wanting a clean fight or a nice. There's nothing nice about what's going to go down here tonight, and he's got to understand that.
Eddie Hearn, David Higgins, the subplot.
Who do you believe is the happier at this stage, Adam? Because I believe 100% Eddie is looking on here, thinking, who am I sticking Dillian Whyte in with next? Because he's the man who's shown he wants to force this fight.
The glamorous division, the heavyweights, led by Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder then, Luis Ortiz, Alexander Povetkin, Joseph Parker probably 5, Dillian Whyte 6. Derek Chisora maybe even in the top 10 now. We've got Jarrell Miller as well, and the likes of Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois coming through. Great times for the big boys. Whyte just swings around, loses his balance, and Parker about to pounce.
That happened an awful lot in the Derek Chisora fight. He lost his footing and balance at times to Dillian Whyte, and he's got to learn to plant his feet a little bit better when getting into exchanges.
Yeah, just loading up a bit there, overloading, and when you miss, when you overload, you sort of swing wild,
there it was again.
Throws you off balance, and it tires you out as well, so he needs to just tidy that up.
You can see, Carl, he does have so many good attributes, Dillian Whyte, and he's got the heart of a lion, quite obviously. It's just a couple of technical issues that, you know, he needs to iron out of his game.
Nice uppercut from Whyte and a body shot as well.
It's a good counter body, left hook to the body, Adam.
Parker's good on the outside, good with that jab, good with the hand speed, but as soon as they come together, he doesn't look like he fancies it at all. He wants to back up, he closes his eyes sometimes, he looks negative, and that will just get you beat and get you hurt.
Just breathing heavily as well there, Parker, as he tries to force out a combination. And is Whyte's natural style and weight advantage taking a toll early on Parker, earlier than we felt?
It is, Adam, and this is what I said, when you're the heavier man, it shows in the earlier half of in the first half of the fight. It's the second half of the fight where he can come on. That's a good attack, but not really much has landed from Dillian Whyte there. Joseph Parker evaded all the major punches. Going back to the weight issue, it will show on Dillian in the second half of the fight. You know, it really will.
Parker boxing well on his back foot here, showing some nice boxing skills. He stays in range a little bit too long, my liking. Bit naughty there from Whyte, looking for the headlock. choking Parker.
Yep, grabbing Parker with the left arm, and they didn't like it alongside us.
Well, that's the rough, tough tactics, and, you know, if you can get away with it, wait until the referee warns you. Parker looking for the counter-punch here. He's backing up, not playing possum, but almost backing up, looking to land that uppercut or land a counter right hand.
And Whyte's balance still looks a little shaky at times, doesn't it?
It's just down to the technique of where he is and the position his feet are when he throws punches. Good left hook there at the body from Joseph Parker, but there was no real weight in it. You know, Dillian Whyte, when he throws, you can see there's evil intent in that punch, and the whole weight of body is in the punch. That's a good right hand, Joseph Parker, but nothing seems to be landing flush. They're clipping the side of their head, they're not getting through the gloves, and, you know, the only man who's landed a clean punch here tonight is Dillian Whyte.
Let's get over to Andy at ringside, the other side.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Got the two promoters here. Eddie, I'll come to you first. How are you seeing it?
I don't know. Parker looks dangerous with the right hand, but Parker's got a look on his face that says, I know I'm in a real fight here. I want to see Dillian let his hands go when he cuts Parker off more. He's waiting too much and Parker's getting his shots. I've got it very close right now.
David, do you have Joe ahead?
Look, I'm like Eddie, I can't really say. I think Dillian is really brawling and dirty and showing a lot of menace. And so Joseph's got to ride that out to me and take him a bit later.
Are you unhappy with the knockdown counted in the second round?
Look,
sorry, are you unhappy with the knockdown counted in the second round?
No, I think on the replay it appeared to have been a bit of punching there. So again, I can't say.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Heads definitely clash for that knockdown. Eddie and David both sort of having difficulty really calling this. How have you guys scored it so far?
I've got Whyte 49-45 ahead, so I've got, you know, 4 points in it, but there is, the last round, like I say, was close. And it's tough, Adam. You know, I just think Dillian Whyte is out fighting Joseph Parker. This is turning into the fight that Dillian Whyte wanted, and this isn't the style of fight that Joseph Parker wanted. But saying that, I think he envisioned this early doors.
Spring in the step from Dillian Whyte here. Trying to get some punches going. Again, they're not happy. Alongside us, the Parker team, the family, the Barrys and Parkers together.
Good right hand from Dillian, to both guys.
They don't like these roughhouse tactics.
No, they don't, but they've got to understand that this is boxing. You know, this isn't
fighting, it gets rough.
It gets rough, you rough guys up, you wrestle them, you pull them on, you bang them up, and that's part of the boxing. The professional boxing, it's a professional tip.
Action hotting up here in the 6th round.
Joseph Parker does not like this up close.
Uppercut from Whyte. Body shots. They're both swinging and trying to land something meaningful, but it's Whyte who appears stronger.
If Dillian can keep this pace up, he's looking to get the stoppage here, guys. I do think he can get it, but can he keep this pace up, because it will start showing after this round.
I'm really surprised Parker's on his back foot, not really working that hard, but he's blowing, he's tired. And Whyte fancying it more and more.
Parker did come in at 17.4.5. Maybe that was a bit too heavy for him and the style he wanted to implement tonight.
I think he needs the weight on the punches in the second half of the fight. So, like I said before, he does look thicker set tonight than he did against AJ, but ultimately, that's a good right hand by Dillian Whyte.
Big shots from Dillian Whyte and a left hook. And this the time that Lucas Brown couldn't take any more. Heavy artillery from Whyte.
I think this is a totally different prospect in front of Dillian Whyte than Lucas Brown. This is a young guy, a fitter guy, a guy with still ambition.
Just looked at his corner there, Parker.
Yeah, Parker's showing bad signs for me. He's looking lethargic, he's looking like uninterested at times, and Whyte's able to just pick him off and land them power punches up close. Parker really needs to get his boxing going. Like this, more of it. But Whyte just firing back every time.
He was boxing so well in the first couple of rounds, Joseph Parker. Now he's almost dragging it out of himself.
Parker needs to now make Dillian fight when he wants to rest, because this is where the weight can take a shape in the fight now. He's got to hit Dillian's body, and he's got to make Dillian fight now for 3 minutes of the round.
How much are these four heavyweights we're seeing tonight? How much have they been up for this? Fantastic to see.
Yeah, well, they've been up for it. Very motivated. I mean, that last fight we saw was emphatic. And this one's actually spicing up now. They're both slowing down.
It's exciting from start to finish. It really, really is. And, you know, I can't wait to see what's going to unfold next.
Well, there's that jab from Whyte, and when he chooses to use it, he lands so accurately, and it just totally knocks your fighter off balance. Up close here, Joseph Parker doesn't want to seem to know. He just wants to get out of there and push away. He's looking at the ground. He's looking over at his corner, and that uppercut there from Whyte. You can't close your eyes and not see them shots coming because
dangerous, Carl.
And that's what he's doing time and time again. Up close, he just wants to get out of there. He needs to get rough up close and get involved in this fight and show the judges that he's here to win. At the minute, he's not doing anything to convince me he wants this.
I think he's got everything invested in the second half of this fight as Joseph Parker.
Johnny and David have got Dillian Whyte in a handy lead. Matthew Macklin thinks Parker might be, so some of these rounds subjective. 3 judges at ringside from Australia, France and Britain.
Now Joseph Parker is trying to take a bit of a foothold on the fight, and I'd say we're coming into the second half of the fight now. And it should be the lighter man who's got a little bit more sharpness to the game. Good right hand from Joseph Parker there.
He backs himself up though, Parker. He's breathing heavy. I'm not sure if he's trying to bit of kidology here, but
is he looking for the perfect shot, Carl?
He could be, because he's trying to time that uppercut, and that right hand's nice, but Whyte's able to soak it up, even hard block the shot. Doesn't seem to affect him.
Whyte trying to close down the ring. Back up Parker on those ropes. And it's becoming grueling, this, as we enter the second half of this 12-rounder.
Dillian Whyte is struggling to catch Joseph Parker clean up top. He's doing well going down the stairs to the body, whereas Joseph Parker is the other way around. He's not landing much to the body, but he's catching Dillian upstairs.
He's got those skills, Parker. If he can utilize the ring as Whyte stalks. Parker, the former world champion. Whyte hasn't won anything like that yet.
Leaning on Parker here, that tires you out. The corners man, Parker not happy with that. Referee getting on Whyte for that, but both men looking tired here.
Left hook from Dillian Whyte. Parker just being caught more with the jab, Cole.
He just doesn't seem switched on up close. He's got no concern with shots coming back. He's got his arms down by his side. He's quite lethargic in his movement and almost inviting Whyte to hit him. And if you catch him with an overhand right, it's going to be lights out.
I think Dillian's fighting on adrenaline now, guys. I think he's timing, but he's just digging in. It's amazing that technically you see he makes so many mistakes, but it's just pure brute force and determination that's getting Dillian Whyte through this. And you know, you've got to take your hat off to him. Nothing but admiration for the guy, because, like I said, he's technically not that good, but he's forcing the pace and he's forcing this out of himself.
And there's something in him, isn't there? How much he wants this. The motivation, the hunger.
The background, Adam.
Yep.
It's where he's from, and it's in him. It's in him. You know, somebody like Dillian Whyte has no quit in him. You know, someone like Dillian Whyte loves to fight. You know, he really does. And he doesn't look like someone with a vast amateur pedigree. He's just somebody who likes to have a fight.
Yes.
This is good work.
And he gave a good account of himself, but he wasn't good enough to beat Anthony Joshua. He wants the opportunity again. He's still got a lot of work ahead here against Parker.
As we're seeing here, you know, Dillian Whyte is being the rough house of the guys. He's roughing them up. He's throwing them back to the ropes. And this is just boxing. You can't complain about this. This is just how it goes at times. And I think Ian John Lewis has been a little bit lenient towards Dillian Whyte, but ultimately this is boxing. At the highest level it goes on. And, you know, you've got to, listen, you've just got to do it back. It's as simple as that for me, Carl.
That's right, and these rough tactics are part and parcel of professional boxing. It's a fight at the end of the day, and the amateurs, you don't get away with it, but in the professional ranks, you do get away with it. And Parker, I know he's a nice guy, but he's learning the hard way here tonight.
Nice guys finish last, Carl, and you cannot be the Mr. Nice Guy in big fights like this. I'm sorry to say, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't go down like that in professional boxing. They're doing it to you, Adam, do it back. Simple as that.
A heavyweight treat tonight. Dave Allen with that win over Nick Webb. The Chisora Takedown Classic now. Whyte and Parker. And remember, we've got AJ Povetkin at Wembley Stadium, September the 22nd. It's all go.
See my scorecard there. I've got Whyte with quite a handy lead at 68-64. So it's all for Parker to do. He needs to step it up, pick up the pace, get his boxing skills and his fast hands going, and his lethargic-looking body and his uninterested, from my point of view, it doesn't seem to be able to inject that pace. There's nothing, he's not shown me anything here that shows me that he's got any intention to step on the gas unless he's waiting for Whyte to fade.
It's just, I've got it 69-63 in Whyte's favour, Carl, and I think you're right when you say he's lethargic and he's switching off. The only case I can make here is, well, it's too late now to say he's going to come strong in the second half of the fight. He's one-paced. He looks disinterested. I'll be totally honest. He looks like he feels sorry for himself in there. That's the best way of explaining it. He's not.
He's not enjoying it, is he?
No, he doesn't look like he wants to be there.
Parker said that he was going to go out and stop Whyte, take it to him early. And he did have success, didn't he, in this fight? But Whyte has grown in confidence. It's not always pretty, but it's just chipping away.
Dillian's looked tired as well in the last couple of rounds for me, but he's grinding it out, and that's the difference. When he looks tired or he looks a little, he's grinding, bangs the jab, whacks a big shot to the body. He just does something at him. Joseph Parker's standing there, and he's looking, he's watching this, and you know, he's just admiring his own work. It's poor, really, especially from a former world champion.
Right hand from Whyte. Tries to jab, and it's not the quickest. There's some effect, though, there. As Parker works the body, but walks into an uppercut.
He needs a couple of knockdowns now, Adam, and we're in the 8th round here, and to say you need a couple of knockdowns to win the fight, it shows you haven't given everything you've got.
Big left hand from Parker.
Parker's corner really getting animated and vocal. They're trying to drag some kind of work out of Joseph Parker. He needs to inject some pace and throw some shots, because Whyte's able to just walk forward and land body shots and head shots like that. Backing up Parker, forcing the pace when he's tired.
Hands down there from Parker, looking for these fast combinations. They're not coming as easily as they once did.
When you're fighting, your opponent's blowing in front of you and showing he's not interested. It gives you an injection of the mindset and makes you feel confident.
It shows how tired Dillian is, because Dillian isn't getting the injections into his, you know, I've just spoke to David Habiami, and he's just said the exact same. He looks disinterested. These are going to have to really dial him up here.
When he's coming forward, that hook right hand's
this
there.
is where the corner comes into play.
Right hand to the body, left hook's there. It's there all day for us. Okay, come on, buddy.
He's got to read in the line attack. I don't agree with the Mr. Nice Guy. Come on, buddy, come on, buddy. No, it's a simple one.
We're going to start talking to roundup. He's exhausted. He's doing nothing. He did nothing that round. You're slipping his left, but you're not throwing the right hand. When you slip it, let your right hand go.
You need a Teddy Atlas moment there, Adam. You need them to get up and say, listen, how much do you want this? You know, I'll sit down, because you're not doing nothing out there.
Bring the kids in, the family, all of that. It's the psychology, the motivational chat, isn't it? Because he's running out of rounds here.
Dylan is physically tired, you can see it, but he doesn't want to engage, and it's so frustrating. You know, Dillian is tired because he's invested an awful lot into the fight. We're into the 9th round, and it's been Dillian Whyte with everything so far besides the first round.
He's not winning pretty, Dillian Whyte. He doesn't need to. It's all important, this. As he tries to get that elusive world title shot, he caught out Deontay Wilder. Wilder wanted AJ. That's all to come in this modern heavyweight history, but
Good uppercut, good body shot.
nice work from Parker. He's got the ability.
Well, he's trying to time that uppercut, and he landed it nicely there. It was accurate and crisp. He didn't follow it up. And it's too little, not often enough from Parker. He needs to really get working.
It doesn't seem there's any purchase in his punches, Carl, to be honest. And he needs to really sit down on something now and hurt Dillian, because Dillian is basically just outmanning him here in this fight. That's all he's doing. He's just outmanning him. There's no great work ethic. There's no great combinations or technical ability from Dillian. He's just outmanning Joseph Parker.
Yeah, we're into round 9. Dillian Whyte is showing signs of tiredness. Parker, for me, is also showing signs of fatigue. But this is when you're behind, when you need to really step on the gas and take advantage of the fact that your opponent's a little bit more tired than you, and try and press it home and make him work. Parker needs to do a combination of that left hook, straight right, but then be on him with the body, then be back on him again with another corner.
Big shot from
Great left hook.
Massive left hand. And that's what knocked out Lucas Brown. Parker's on his feet. That's a huge knockdown, and it is legitimate. And there's so much time in the round. And Dillian Whyte stands on the verge.
He needs to set this up. He's got to set this up. Set it up behind the jab, and Joseph Parker won't see the big one coming. That's very clever by Dillian Whyte.
Parker's uninterested, and he gets called the left hook, and the writing's on the wall now.
That was a heavy knockdown. Can he come back from that, Parker? He's been ground down by this charging Dillian Whyte, this physical Whyte.
Just being outmanned and roughed up and
looking up to his corner here with his hand on the ropes, feeling sorry for himself. This is not the attitude or the mentality I expect from Parker. It's very disappointing, but let's not take anything away from Whyte. He's boxed well tonight, and he's landed some nice power punches, and that left hook was crisp.
Beat it out of him, Carl. He's beat the fight out of Joseph Parker. He's roughed him up. He's took Joseph Parker to a place he didn't want to go, and Joseph Parker is showing that he's not about that life.
He's taken him into the street fight, the corner that he said he would. Dillian Whyte. Parker's done well to get up off that knockdown, because it looked like he might not make it through this round. Still trying to throw punches. Can he dig deep here, Parker? That's a huge round for Dillian Whyte.
Are you okay? No. No, tell me. No. I need to know. All right, where are we? Where are we? Okay, yeah. Okay, we good?
Kevin Barry asking where his man is. Where are we? Checking on his state.
Yeah, well, we saw the replay there. That was a big left hook, and he's worried about his man. Here comes the counter from Dillian Whyte.
Great catching counter, Carl.
Really good counter. I mean, he took that shot full-blooded, and he's on his way down there because that's taken the legs from him. I don't think he can recover from that. He was tired before this. He was showing signs of lethargicness, and he felt heavy there.
Like I say, great catch and counter. He took the catch off his face, but the counter left hook was vicious. It was phenomenal.
What a scenic shot that is. Joe Parker's mum's just alongside her. She could hardly watch. It's very difficult for the close family. Is there any way back for Parker?
I think the only way back is to go out on his shield. He needs to really throw everything he's got left in this round at Dillian Whyte and go for it, but that might spell bad news for him, and he might end up leaving this ring on his back, because Whyte's looking still aggressive and looking at punching hard.
You can see Dillian's tired. Like I've said before, over and over, Dillian is tired, but he fires with counters. It's the heart and determination of Dillian Whyte that is his strongest weapon.
That mindset and that attitude is just in there. If something hits him, he wants to answer back immediately, which is great attitude from Whyte.
He is 26. Joseph Parker, 4 years younger. Can he muster something up late on here? He needs it. He must be way behind on the judges' cards.
Well, Parker backed up Whyte there with a jab and a right hand, pushed him back, and then Whyte stood there looking at him. That's when Parker needs to then jump on him and work. And now he's on his back foot taking shots. It's the wrong attitude.
I think these will be worrying Kevin Barry, some of the shots that are getting landed on Joseph Parker here. Don't be surprised if you see the towel come in, guys, because he knows his man better than anyone else. He's never seen Joseph Parker on the floor before. Let's remember that.
He couldn't get his gloves up there. Tony really struggling here. Parker, and Whyte continues to utilize the jab and the odd punch.
Expect to see Dillian Whyte step in behind that jab soon, because he's landing the jab quite freely. If he steps in behind it with a right hand, Joseph Parker will not see it coming, and he'll hit the floor again, guys. Good right hand, Joseph Parker.
Whyte blowing here at this stage of the fighting round, sound like I expected him to, but Parker's not got much left. You see when he injects that pace, he looks dangerous.
Tries the uppercut, blocked by Whyte, but there is some life still with those legs of Parker. Can he find something from somewhere to turn this on his head? We saw the Chisora finish, the drama of even Dave Allen's earlier in the evening. You never know at heavyweight.
You don't have them, and even like I've said over and over again, that even the non-punches become punches purely because they can turn their actual body weight over to the end of the fist. And Dillian Whyte definitely has balance issues. You can see them all night, but I admire his heart and determination because that's how he's getting ahead in this fight.
Parker does look like he's concentrating and maybe trying to find that counter punch.
Big one, Carl. He's looking for the big counter, and I think it's quite evident. But ultimately, Carl, he's on the back foot, so will all the weight be in the shot when he does counter?
Yeah. Not as much coming back from Whyte, not as many combination punches. So if Parker did have that energy, this is where we'd expect to see Whyte struggle. But Parker's been hurt, he's been down, he's fading, and he's on his back foot. So it's going to be very difficult for him to turn this around.
Physicality again there of Dillian Whyte, and those body shots. Ian John Lewis just tidying it up, having a word with Dillian.
Well, good on him. This is the world title fight. There's a lot at stake. Take it from the referee, but if the tactics are working and you get the win.
An international fight, not for a world title, but Dillian Whyte wants that crack, and he's getting close.
It's just turned into a great fight, Adam, it really is, and everybody in here is enjoying it. I'm sure the viewers at home have had a fantastic night. You know, it's getting physical in there. I don't know what Dillian's saying here. He seems to be talking to his brother.
Sit down.
It was tape that he's after, Dillian Whyte, and another grueling, intense battle of these big heavyweights.
That knockdown's pivotal, Adam, it really is, because it shows that Dillian's carrying power late in fights. And
well, Dillian Whyte's dragged the life out of Parker with some of these heavy blows. And when you get put down like this and you're a big man, it really does take it out of you. And he's showing signs of that, Parker. Good work from Whyte. Whyte's really done a really put on a performance here. He's boxed well, he's boxed with pressure, he's used his brain.
If Parker doesn't come out here and really give it everything he's got and empty the tank, I'll be very disappointed in him.
6 minutes left for Joseph Parker to find an answer.
6 minutes, Adam, and he's 10 points down.
Yeah, enormous lead for Dillian Whyte. That heavy knockdown in the 9th. And here we go again.
He's looking away again, Adam, when he's getting hit. And it's like I said, it's feeling sorry for yourself, and you can't do that in a fight of this magnitude. Good counter left hook.
Looking a little bit more purposeful here, Parker. Yeah. Pushing Whyte back, letting some combinations go. If he can maintain this is what we want to see. Rough again from Whyte.
When Parker gets on the front foot, it seems he could mean business, but Whyte gets himself sorted.
Well, there's a strong chance here Parker might see the finish line. He's in round 11. He knows there's only 6 minutes to go, so I might give him that mental push he needs. Think, right, I'm nearly there. Let's go for this.
Using the weight advantage there. Joseph Parker just can't manhandle him. He can't force him back. Dillian's going back because he chooses to go back. When it comes to the little wrestle on the inside, Dillian just shoves Joseph Parker off.
He just can't seem to have the effect, Parker. And the body shots of Whyte, who's kept himself together.
Listen, let's just take nothing away here, guys, from this is a really good performance by Dillian Whyte. It really is. He's beaten a former world champion, Joseph Parker. He's dominated him from start to finish, and he's dropped him. You know, you can't ask any more of Dillian Whyte tonight.
Well, he's trained the life out of him, hasn't he? He's got that extra weight on his side this evening, and I think that weight's been a telling factor.
It has, Carl. I thought it would be his disadvantage, to be totally honest. But to be looking at the fight now, in perspective, he hasn't used that weight to his advantage.
And what he's shown, Tony, is how tough a man he is to beat. And that's why Anthony Joshua's win over him was so impressive.
It is, Adam. Like I say, I got that wrong saying he had
a big shot from Parker. And Whyte has to just take some ground.
This is where Joseph Parker's a bit of a puncher, guys.
Well, it was a big uppercut. White just stepped back and stumbled back.
Dillian needs to lean on Joseph Parker here, tie him out a little bit. It's a great response from Dillian Whyte. You know, he's using the weight to his advantage now.
The crowd rally again as these two go toe-to-toe deep into the 11th. Parker trying for one, humdinger with a shot. White's now hurt, and a right hand from Parker, and Whyte is tired on those ropes. This is extraordinary. Suddenly, he looks exhausted.
That's the grit and determination, my man. That's the never give up attitude. And that's why Dillian Whyte is winning this fight. Not through technical skills, not through being the better boxer, but through pure determination and grit.
Now show a crack up, touch gloves, okay?
The right hand, you've got to turn that, hold that Joe. You all right? Come on, buddy, hey.
Last show a crack up, touch gloves, okay?
Let's fucking work in this round, bud.
Excuse the language in the corner.
Let's finish this fight. It's fucking exhausted. Let's fucking bounce in from one side.
He's getting very animated now, Kevin Barry. But he's a long way from home again, Joseph Parker.
He's got to be told he needs a knockout there. He's got to be told, son, you need a knockout.
Well, that's the aggression he needed in the corner. We wanted to hear that. Well, excuse the language, but we wanted this.
He's up quickly. Dillian Whyte takes every second of the minute rest. There's respect between the pair. It was a gamble for both camps to take this fight. At the moment, it's massive advantage Dillian Whyte. Surely just got to see out this final stanza. Parker, can he land something?
Dillian's still packing a heavy counter punch there. All the weight was in that left hook on the comeback.
Well, Parker needs to leave every ounce of energy in that ring so he can go home. He's hurt.
Right here. Whyte is in trouble.
He's going to go down here, guys. He's got to be wise to hold. He doesn't need the exchange here, Dillian Whyte. He's winning.
Parker's got 2
That's
minutes
good by Dillian Whyte.
15 seconds to do this. As Whyte holds on.
Oh, he's bandy-legged at him. But look at the grit and resilience in Dillian Whyte to start throwing back. He's now
Parker
pushing him
should
back.
not be holding on here. He should be going for the finish.
And here comes Whyte. And has Parker punched himself out? Because the Brixton man comes again.
Well, this is what's so fascinating about heavyweight boxing. Backwards and forwards here in this last round.
He's out on his feet again. He's out on his feet again, Dillian Whyte, but he's showing how to get a big shot.
Parker, but time running out for the New Zealander. Whyte digging in. Parker trying to find the punch.
Unbelievable heart here from Joseph Parker, looking for that
Dillian
finish.
Whyte, Carl. Dillian Whyte is taking it and giving it back.
Both men here, I mean, both exhausted.
It's a grandstand finish to an absolute belter of a boxing night at the O2.
Coming up to the last minute, guys. Joseph Parker must know he needs the big punch now.
Into the last. Parker looks as exhausted as Whyte. Whyte's taking the punches, so he's tired from that. But Parker's outworked himself here.
That was a lovely body shot on the inside from Dillian Whyte there. That would have taken the wind out of Joseph Parker.
He can hardly pick himself up, Dillian Whyte. They have given it everything, and still Parker goes for it. Late on here in the 12th.
Amazing scenes here, guys. Big right hand.
He's hurting.
He's gone. He's out on his feet.
27 seconds left.
20 seconds.
He's in real trouble here. He's up at 8.
Oh, no.
Is he going to be stopped?
No, he won't stop it. He's got to give him an opportunity. He's got to give him a chance.
Parker.
Oh, no.
To the end. Is he going to
He needs one more punch. It's not. He survived. He survived.
He survived this round.
He survived. He has. The bell's gone. It's over.
In one of the most incredible 12 rounds we have seen, those 3 minutes were breathtaking, but Dillian Whyte survives the most almighty scare. And Joseph Parker gave everything at the end, but surely Whyte had accumulated enough over the course of it to win, and win in style.
Well, that shows it's even more disappointing from Parker, because if he had that in him, he needed to do that in round 10 and round 11. He left it too late. Great survival there from Whyte. Great heart, great courage from both men. But for me, Whyte's done enough there.
I just can't understand how they both had the energy to do what they did in the 12th. Explain.
It was unbelievable. It really was, Adam, and it was just a phenomenal fight. He was out on his feet there, Dylan. The bell saved him. But once again, I don't mean to harp on, Dylan showed exactly what it's about at this level to come through, that he really did.
Well, it was rough and tough throughout, wasn't it? He worked well and hard, and he tired Parker. And then when the time came for Parker to have his success, Whyte did everything he needed to do to get through that last round. So fair play to him.
Two savage and highly competitive heavyweight fights tonight.
Dylan looked exhausted.
Well, look at that right hand there that hit him on the temple. And somehow he stayed on his feet.
He's out on his feet.
He wouldn't have got through another minute, would he?
He wouldn't have got through another 20 seconds, Adam. But once again, he showed how tough and how hard he really can be. Fair play to Dillian Whyte. You cannot take nothing away from him. You know, Dylan's brother, they're all happy. He's shown tonight he belongs there.
They're all smiles for Dillian Whyte. Joe Parker deserves huge respect.